Hi, welcome back again. I'm Sundar here. We're going through the fourth module today, which will be all about inversions, the most important aspect of yoga, I would say. Important in the sense that it brings about a different outlook to yourself, builds up confidence. But said that, you need to be extremely careful with the contraindications of doing an upside down pose. Should be learned first. Of course, there are a lot of benefits which will totally supersede all the contraindications. But if you are careful enough in following certain do nots, you will truly enjoy the inversions. Inversions are basically poses which you go upside down in a simple language. So, the shoulder stand, head stand, forearm stand, palm stand, all of them come under the broad headline of upside down poses. Of course, there are variations. We have seen in the earlier modules how we lean our legs on the wall at the end of each session in order to relax and the fluid drain down. It's very important that when you are doing the upside down poses or the inversions, that the lymphatic fluids are drained down. It's very important for the immune system to do that. Of course, there are myths which says that when you do the invert pose, like a headstand or a shoulder stand, you kind of get the blood flow larger in volume than when you normally do it with your feet on the ground. But it's totally a myth. Please do not go about following this way. Breathing is good. Your systems work totally well. There is enough blood flow that's controlled in a sense that it's between the brain and the heart to how much of flow of blood is required and when it is required and how it is distributed. So what you have to do is to work on keeping your body healthy, exercising regularly, and knowing your poses. Whatever form of exercising you're doing it, make certain that you follow the indications given by the body. The body talks to you all the while. More so when you're doing the invert poses, because invert poses is not something which is usually daily done. But having started with the yoga practice, you will make certain that you do at least one inversion in a day. There are so many variations we are going to show you today. When I'm talking about we in plural, I have Aditi along with me who will be doing the poses so I can show you the adjustments done, how it is supported when you are a beginner trying to go into the shoulder stand. So it's necessary for you to make certain that you are not alone, because balancing is a main thing. Invert balancing is something most of us think that it's easy to do while looking at the video or the YouTube, but not for all of us, because each body is made differently. Like we always say that you do not know how much of strength you have in your spine and your shoulder blades, and how much strength you have in your arms, and how much strength you have in your leg. There is always a difference between the upper body and the lower body strength in a single person. But in common, female have lower body strength, while men have upper body strength. So what we try to do is to build up the strength accordingly. These are basic strength we are talking about. But it's not necessary that women are weaker in the upper body or men are weaker in the lower part of the body. So we're going to put together, amalgamate all the facts and make it as easy for you as possible. The reason for the anatomical difference is mostly because of the pelvic bone and how the pelvis down it's formed for a female and the male. So we will show you how to do the invert pose. Caution, 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 very important for you to do. Do not take anything for granted. The worst thing and the easiest thing and really bad that can happen is a compression of the neck. And you could compress some nerve. That's going to take a long time. At some time it could be so serious and near fatal too. So please, it's always good to do following an instructor and what he or she suggests to you as to how to go into the invert pose. So we are going to show you how we do the pre-inversion, the initial pose, like the bridge, which is going to show you how you elevate your spine up. And then we go to the pre, which is a plow, and then to the shoulder stand, which is commonly known as a Sarvangasana, and how long you stay there. And then slowly when you come down, what's the counter pose for that? The main reason for doing the shoulder stand, I would say yes, one of the main reasons, yes. I should say one, because shoulder stand is supposed to be the queen of all yoga poses. And only then comes the headstand or the Sarasasana. So it's very good for people who suffer from diabetes, because it displaces body parts. But at the same time, you need to be very careful while with the same person or different people or hypertensive or hypotensive, they need to be supported either by the wall or by the instructor while doing it, because they should be very careful and not rushing the blood down. So they will feel dizzy, or they will feel uncomfortable or restless, either while on pose or when they come out of the pose. So we are going to talk more about the contraindications, though the benefits are really good and more than any other pose. It's not without reason that shoulder stand is called as the queen of yoga poses. Now, again, when you're doing the shoulder stand, you need to know that certain body parts are displaced, not replaced. So when these body gets displaced, so the smaller part, like the spleen, the pancreas and all, they get kind of activated when they open up in a common man's language, so that the larger parts like the liver or the stomach give slightly part away to help them understand. So you help them exercise. So you're going to oxygenate those parts which are not commonly exercised. So there is no enough blood flow. So again, the blood flow is going to help you, yes, definitely, when you are doing the invert pose, because the gravity is the other way. But again, it's a myth to think that the brain or whatever organs connected to the brain is going to be washed with blood and is going to be so gainful, or you're going to energize yourself more by doing the invert poses, especially the shoulder stand. There are many myths involved in doing the shoulder stand or the inversions. For one thing, what I will explain to you with the rush of blood to the brain, no, it's not. Yes, there is definitely a flow of blood going to the different parts of the body more easily because of the displacements of the body parts. Definitely it is. But we are talking about like the water coming out of the faucet in full force. No, it's not going to happen. Okay. The second is that they said overweighted people should not do the shoulder stand. No. Not true. We can always support them against the wall. We are going to show the variations. Or people who are kind of, again, when you're menstruating, women should not be doing the shoulder stand. Again, it's a myth. It's not proven that the women menstruating that in one way or the other she is affected by doing the invert poses. In fact, in my experience of teaching for quite a few years, I found that they feel more comfortable when they do the invert pose, especially the one when you lean your legs on the wall and stay comfortably, or even to the shoulder stand. Come to think of it, I'm not propagating, I won't even demonstrate to anyone doing that. But if she is trained for quite some time and she is quite comfortable, she can even do the headstand. But that is said within brackets. So in a normal class where a female is menstruating, we cautiously avoid the headstand. But we do try the supported shoulder stand, and definitely either the instructor is supporting her or supported on the wall. So in a broad way of saying it, if we say that menstruating women should not be doing yoga at all, especially the shoulder stand or the invert poses, it's a myth. In fact, it's just the other way. It might help a great deal in making you feel relaxed. But once again, everything what I said, there is one bottom statement or the statement right on top. It says it's something between the student and the instructor. knowing pretty well how her mental makeup is, how psychologically she is going to take that. And over a period of time, by trying to slowly introduce her to the invert poses and making her feel more comfortable, and then she's going to feel the benefits of the shoulder stand and the invert poses. All right. Again, the other myth which is floating around saying that anyone can do the a shoulder stand as long as they have the mental makeup. Say, for instance, he say that I'm brave enough to do the shoulder stand. It's totally a myth, and as the most, how shall I put it? I want to put it in such a strong word, which will truly get through to everyone who's trying to do it, thinking that anyone can do. No, not everyone can do, and age has got nothing to do. Of course, you must care for the life stage. You should be careful when there's someone who has not practiced inversions and come up to do the inversion. There are some don'ts which has to be followed. And again, continuing with what I mentioned earlier about who should not be doing yoga exercise, anyone who had recent eye surgery or some kind of a treatment to the eye should not be doing the invert poses unless cleared by the doctor. Again, anyone after a surgery of the spine or the hip or any part of the body should not be doing the invert poses unless and until they are not cleared by the physician, the surgeon, or any kind of a medical person who clears them to do that. It's mostly the physician or the surgeon who will clear that. Now, as far as a pregnant female is concerned, like I said earlier, they can still do the invert poses peacefully. In fact, it allows them to be more lighter and don't feel the heaviness in the lower abdomen. But mostly they will be doing against the wall, leaning the legs on the wall. Okay, all these variations will be showing it before the end of this video, so you can follow it up. But please, again and again and again, yoga when done without the presence of the instructor is not so good. The intricacies of the adjustments, how the bodies, how the movements are done by you, are not seen by you. For example, even the shoulder moving slightly forward is not noticed to you because you're focusing only on the hand raising, but you fail to notice that the right shoulder has come forward. This has got a great impact on the side of the neck and the shoulder. And if you do not adjust by taking the shoulder back, which actually is going to keep your shoulder square and your hip square, and if you continue practicing the same way as bringing, definitely you're going to feel a strain to the right side, which may never be explained to you. So you might probably feel that yoga is not so gainful. It gives you a lot of pain to the body. Not true again. So please be extremely careful to learn from an instructor who is experienced, who is certified, who knows the physiology and the anatomy, especially if a human body's physiology anatomy, which is called as the anatomy of the Hatha Yoga, is very important when someone is taking you through the invert poses. Equally important while doing the other poses too, but more so when you are doing the invert poses. Invert poses again are nothing but upside down in any form. On the shoulders, on the head, on your forearms, on your palms. And any which way you do, all these are invert poses. There are also pre and counter poses which you have to follow. For example, if you're starting with the headstand, the counter pose is a shoulder stand. So in between the headstand and the shoulder stand, you need to do the child's pose, and then move on to the plow, and then raise up to the shoulder stand, and end it with a fish or with a wheel pose. And always bring the knees closer to the chest and subdue and calm down the entire body. So there is always a different flow of blood and body fluids when you are doing the inversion than doing the feet on the ground poses. And to end the initial talk as far as the inversions are concerned, like how my master used to say, learn first to stand on your feet before you stand on your head. I hope you enjoy this video. Alright, so let's begin. Invert poses are actually fun when done properly. You'll truly enjoy because it gives you a totally different outlook to life and it gives you more confidence. I've said this earlier, I'll keep repeating it. Invert poses are truly the key to your yoga practice, which makes you totally release yourself. Of course, next only to the breathing and the releases in the posture and alignment. So, let's begin. I welcome you again to our session. Thank you very much for coming and joining us. When I say come in, it's a common phrase which you use while we do the yoga practice in the studio. So thank you for joining us. Sit as comfortably as you can. Relax your shoulders. Back straight. The spine can never be straight. It must have the natural God-given curve, which is commonly known as the S-curve. But do not push your lower back too much inside. Belly soft. Shoulders relaxed. Chin parallel to the floor. Close your eyes with just a few seconds. Go through your body from the head to the toenail. Breathing softly, relaxing every part, lifting through the hips, dropping the shoulders down. Relax the back of the head and the neck, and the ear and shoulder in one single line. And then go gently, switch the leg and shift them so you feel it uniform on both sides, and sit again for a few seconds. Release your hand down and do the alternate nostril breathing. You begin by blocking the right nostril and exhale through the left. Inhale, same nostril, block the left, exhale, right, inhale, right. So one exhale, one inhale, one nostril, one exhale, one inhale, the other nostril. You begin with the left exhalation, and when you are done, you want to end the process of breathing, then exhale through the right nostril and back again to Namaste and stay still. And again, like I said in my earlier modules too, different schools of thought of yoga teach you differently. Please follow the reasons they are giving you so that you will know however you do it, it's all the same, oxygenating your blood and the body. So, thank you very much. Enjoy the session. We will begin with the Surya Namaskar to Limba, and or one of these you can choose, the upward facing dog. Those will release your body and make you ready for the upside down poses. Hope you enjoy the video. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. The 14 poses of Surya Namaskar, which you go through. One is Namaste, and two, lifting through the chest, head in between the hand, go back, and hinge down from the hip all the way towards the floor, wherever you can reach. There is no set limit as you need to do it this way. Please follow what the body instructs you more than the instructor instructs you. Go. Left leg back. This is the lunge. Go back. Raise your hips and go to the down facing dog. Try to press the heel towards the ground. If it does not reach, never mind. When the hamstrings are released, you will be able to touch the heels to the ground. Now gently, the shape of the spine, lower knees, chest, chin, 8 parts of the body on the ground. Now as you bring the hips down, slide forward like a snake does. Take your hands back and interlace your fingers, stretch well. Look down so your neck is not strained in any way. That's a mermaid. And press the palms down your chest. Raise slowly up to the hip. And toss your head back if you can. That's a up dog, an up facing dog. Now bring the chin parallel to the floor. Press the palm to the ground. Curl your toes behind. And raise up to the down facing dog. Now we are coming back from where you started. Now bring the same left foot forward. Swing it in between the palms. the toes and fingers preferably in one single line. And bring the extended leg forward. And as you come up, slowly bend the knees and raise up. And then move your hips to the right, hips to the left, center, back to Namaste. Those are 14 movements flowing from one to the other. So this limbers your body before you do your upside down poses. Now I will show yet another option of just the up facing dog that will release your spine, because invert poses strengthen your spine too. So let's go again. Rishi will be showing you how to slowly transit from the ground, raising up gently to the upward facing dog. So again, you hinge back here from the hip joint and then raise up gently. Shoulders are drawn back, chest opens. Well, this is a great chest expander. And if you're still comfortable, toss your head back gently, trying to look up at the ceiling. This is only for demonstrative purpose and guideline. So do not try to throw your head back if you have any kind of a discomfort, dizziness, or any other such problem. Get the head back again and then go to the downward facing dog. And gently get the knees down and settle down in the child's pose. Hands are alongside your body. And try to bring the forehead to the ground. More important, your bottom is on the heel. If you're not able to bring the forehead down, pile one arm on top of the other down below the forehead and then relax so. It relaxes your spine very well. Excellent. These two, the Surya Namaskar and the upward facing dog followed by the downward facing dog followed by the child's pose will truly prepare your body. And then let's go through the routine of the upside down pose, shoulder stand. So let's begin with the invert poses. Begin with the shoulder stand. But before you go to do the shoulder stand, there are some and allowing the body to know that you are going to displace body parts. So we'll begin with the bridge. So that will show how you elevate your spine. But actually it's not lifting the spine. She will be lifting the hips up. So that will allow you to release the lower part of the body up. And slowly the hips up, shoulders up to the ground. This is a great exercise for strengthening your lower back and also massaging the upper back. And then you can walk your heel, half a heel inside your body, which would allow your hips to come up as high as it can. Try to keep the feet parallel and the knees parallel too. Palms are on the ground, your neck is extended. And then raise yourself up a little bit more if you're comfortable, and then come down slowly. Get both the knees towards your chest as a counter pose. That's good. And now we go to the pre, which is the plow pose, which will allow the body to raise up slowly to the shoulder stand. So she will now demonstrate. I will go to the plow. The plow is taking both the legs over. As you lift your hip, support your bottom with both the hands and try to bring the elbows as close as you can. They should be parallel. Throwing your head back, it requires some amount of support initially, which will be showing soon. So she will try to place the toes on the ground, and there should be a gap between the thigh and the face or the chin. So make certain that that space and there's a kind of a descent is there, so that you are comfortable with your neck. Neck should be relaxed because the neck muscle and the nerves will be compressed when you're doing this. As the elbows are closer, your palms are holding the back. So your hips and your buttocks are in one single straight line, or the hip is in one line. So it'll make certain that you do not bend the knees and you stretch as much as possible. So you're able to do that. Of course, it is done with the guideline. At times you're not able to bring the feet down. So what we do is we'll support you in bringing you slowly down over the head, and then place the foot. Initially, it could be a little bit scary, panicky, and you'll be anxious to do that, but as it goes by, you will be able to do that. Now she'll come out of the pose by bending both the knees, and then bring the heel as close as possible to her bottom, and then slowly release. As her elbows are moved out, the head remains on the floor. It's not lifted up, so you lift your chin slightly and put the feet on the ground and extend all the way. Stay relaxed for about 30 seconds or so. So we're seeing how we do the pre-pose to the shoulder stand and let's plow. Now slowly moving on to the shoulder stand. Take both your legs up towards the ceiling as you are doing the plow, but don't reach the ground, not necessary. And slowly lift those legs up. One at a time is good enough. And raise up again. Bow the other leg too. Make certain the toes don't go beyond the forehead. And try to get the elbows as close as possible. And remember, it's a shoulder stand, not an upper arm stand. So you need to bring the hands closer, point the fingers towards the ceiling, where both the palms will support your hip and the beginning of your buttocks. And the soles of the feet are displayed to the ceiling, and try to lift if you can through the feet. So you elongate your body and nearly tucking the chin to lock the chin in the hollow of the neck. But if it doesn't happen initially, do not try too hard, because that might cause you to go overboard and fall on the other side. So stay as you are, relax your body. The duration of this upside down pose, the shoulder stand, is effectively 3 minutes. You can go up to. And the counter pose is a fish over the wheel for 1/3 of this part of the time. So you could do the counter pose for a minute's time when you do the shoulder stand for 3 minutes, or whatever time you take to do the shoulder stand, 1/3 of it should be effectively doing the counter pose. So when coming down, slowly bend the knees. Care, do not lift the head. Bring the knees down. And stretch your legs slightly if you want. If not, bend the knees and tilt your chin up and slowly release your spine down. Extend both the legs. Take a deep breath, then exhale slowly. There you go. So we showed you the plow pose, which is the shoulder stand, and now the counter pose, which can be either the fish. I would prefer for beginners to try and do the fish rather than trying the wheel pose. But if you have a good assistance, you can try it. That depends a great deal on your wrist strength, the hand strength, the shoulder strength to lift the shoulders off the floor. So let's try the fish first. Get both the feet together. Put your hands alongside your body. Just bend the elbows slightly, placing the body weight slightly on the elbows, and hold the sides of the thigh. And then raise your head up, raise your shoulder, arch your back to the fullest length, drop your head and shoulders back and try to come to the top of the head. Now if you're not able to place the top of the head on the ground, you may peacefully settle down the back of the head to begin with. Later, when you get more flexible, you can go on the top of the head. In fact, it is suggested that quite a few of us are hypertensive. So I would suggest that you just place the back of the head on the ground rather than going to the crown of the head. And the shoulders are open. The main thing is to notice how the thyroids are. So when you're doing the shoulder stand, it works also on the release of thyroids, the thyroxine from the thyroids. Now when you're doing the counter pose, it is believed, and also yes, it is true, that thyroxine is slowly, it goes towards the head. And this one hormone can be stored for a longer period of time than the others. So when you are comfortable, when you stayed in the pose for 1/3 of your shoulder stand, just raise your head and go look at the toes and then settle down back again. Hands to the side, palms face the ceiling. Turn your toes out, keep the feet apart, take a deep breath, then exhale slowly, relax. Now this is one counter pose, the fish. Now we will show you the other counter pose, the wheel. We'll be doing it more in a style of the invert bow pose, so that wheel is slightly more like an advanced beginner level. So you place your hands in such a way the fingers are pointing towards you and the elbows are in a comfortable position pointing towards the ceiling, and head and neck relaxed. Place your body weight on the feet and the heels, and as you press the palms down, try slowly to lift the shoulders up and see how far you can come, and gently release the bottom and go gently towards you. The shoulders are what she's demonstrating in nearly an advanced pose. For most of us, the knee will be bent so that they're right over the ankle bone, more so, and the wrist will be down below your shoulder. And more care is taken when you come down. Bend the elbows slightly and release your head and land more on your shoulders rather than landing on the top of the head. Get the hands down, get the bottom to the floor, bring both the knees towards the chest, wrap your arms around the knees, and stay totally relaxed. And nearly lock your chin to the hollow of the neck so the neck is relaxed. Good. And come down slowly. So those were the two kind of poses, one the fish and the other one was the wheel pose, or I would say is more like a reverse bow pose. The wheel pose really has to go all the way. It's an advanced pose which we don't even wish to demonstrate. So, but this definitely is a wheel, or we call it a semi-wheel. Good. Let's go again. You've seen how the plow followed by the shoulder stand is done. Now I will show you how with the support, not all of us can go raise up directly to the shoulder stand or even to the plow. So we'll show you some of the variations and how the instructor assists the yoga practitioner to come slowly up to the shoulder stand, and also how to help in bringing the plow over the head. So let's begin with the plow first, as she raises both the legs up slowly over the head and then bring it over. We kind of stand behind her and gently push, every now and then checking that her neck is okay and she is comfortable, allowing her to bend the knee slightly so it does not panic, and try gently to bring the leg down. Each movement is checked. Every single second we check if she is all right, and then gently, if she is okay, to bring the leg down, and then slowly to release, take it back, and gently release with raising gently the chin up, and slowly come down and release and relax. Again, when you do the shoulder stand, she will take a leg back again as if going into the plow. We kind of raise the leg slowly one at a time, asking her to support her hip and then raise up gently and lifting it up. Okay, and walk the elbows closer and gently, not forcing her to own limit, to own time. And make certain the toes don't go beyond the forehead. Okay, stand to the side and make certain that she's absolutely okay. And hold it till the time she's okay to do that. And now it's very important, as she's holding, be very careful not to come down. So we slip our fingers through to make certain that there is a gap between the neck and the floor. If there is no gap in between, what we do is gently bring them down, or bring her down to the floor, and then place a cushion down the head from the shoulder Okay, and we create kind of the space so that the neck is not deeply compressed. In our case, there was sufficient space between the neck and the floor, so there is no real necessity for the cushion to be placed. But some of us, it's pressed down towards the floor. That causes inconvenience, discomfort, and also it's hurting and it's dangerous too. So we place the cushion down, and then again she goes through the entire routine again of throwing the head back. The leg back, sorry, not the head. Leg back slowly. And gently we assist in getting the legs up all the time, supporting both psychologically and physically. And then as she raises up, gentle and nice. Good. Ask her to tuck her elbow slightly inside by lifting her leg so she's on her shoulder and not on the back of the upper arm. And make certain that she's comfortable. Stand by at all times. Make certain that she doesn't panic and come down. Now this is what happens. When she panics, she'll bring both the legs down feverishly and not supporting her back. It's going to be dangerous. So instantly we bend the knees and bring her slowly down. So feet on the ground, she's more comfortable. She's not panicking anymore and the neck is safe. So the cushion is a very good support and it's a safe bet. At the same time, bringing her down slowly for the first few sessions will help her to get more confidence in lifting up to the shoulder stand from the plow. So these are the adjustments required in a beginner level shoulder stand. Now I will show you for people who cannot raise their legs up and they require the support of the back. We'll be using a bolster and place it just above the hip, arching the back so that the bottom, the buttocks or the butt comes on the floor and she's more comfortable placing the legs on the wall. All right, here we go again. We are going to start with the variations of using the bolster and doing the legs up on the wall or the shoulder stand. So you place a bolster in a comfortable place where your spine is held very well. I would say mid-spine or a little lower than the mid-spine so that the shoulders are dropped down and your arms are on the side. Now raise both your legs up and place the heels on the ground. In fact, you can even go a little closer so there is more drain of blood and towards the hips, and that will make you more comfortable. But necessarily the shoulders are on the ground and then the hands are placed on the sides, the shoulders are relaxed. There you go. And you can just close your eyes and relax, allowing the lymphatic fluid drain as well as the blood flowing down towards the hips. And one of the easiest way of releasing your pain anywhere in the body, especially to the legs and the calf and the heel, is to do the elevation. As you know pretty well, the oldest way of sports relief for pain is the rise, which is R-I-C-E, rise. The rise is not the same rice which we eat, but it's first is resting for R. I is for ice vomiting or padding, and C is compression, AE is elevation. So all the three important things which are required to release your pain is done in yoga and in this pose. Elevation, the E from the rise is now. You can watch her how she is resting her legs on the wall. So the legs are elevated up and there is a drain of blood down. Shoulders are relaxed, eyes are closed, she's totally relaxed. And do a nice, easy, relaxing way of doing the shoulder stand. Also at times it puts you to such a relaxing mode that totally forget all the pain from the body. And for once, the legs and the feet do not bear the weight of the body. All right, slowly. Coming down, bring the hands down first, bend the knees, and then slowly put the feet on the ground, gently release. If preferable, if you assist in releasing the bolster as she rolls out so that she is comfortable, and then slowly release the cushion from the bolster from beneath her. And now she will, without the assistance of the bolster, she will try and lean both the legs on the wall. At this time, you can go as close as possible with your buttocks nearly touching the wall, and slowly come down. See how she comes down with the support of her elbow and the forearms, and not come directly, allowing the gravity to pull you down, which might cause you to get back pain. Now there you are. Place both your legs closer first. Your hands are again placed on the sides for the shoulders to relax. And now slowly spread the legs wider. This is for the hip opening, and stay as comfortable as you can. And stay again for 1 or 2 minutes, which is going to again drain the blood down. And without the bolster, the spine is closer to the mat, and slightly push your belly towards the spine towards the mat, and relax completely. You can stay for up to 5-10 minutes. It's a very relaxing pose that you can meditate. And when you wish to come out, slowly get both the feet together, bring the knees towards the chest, and bring the hands down. Roll on to any one side of your choice. Lock, stock and barrel. The entire body is turned to one side. And press the free hand in front of your body on the floor. Raise up slowly. And lean your spine on the wall again. And stretch both the legs. Keep the feet slightly apart towards the end of the mat. Okay, palms on the lap facing the ceiling. And again, this time you'll place the cushion right behind you, from the floor all the way to the mid-back. Okay, good. And that's going to relax you a lot after the inversions. It also is a beautiful meditative pose where you totally let go and relax. When you're done with it, slowly fold your legs down, legs towards you. Come to a cross-legged pose and stay comfortably. And you can do the alternate nostril breathing, beginning with the left nostril, exhalation, inhale, same nostril, and then keep alternating between the left and the right nostril. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly come out of the process of breathing by exhaling through the right nostril, and release and come out slowly. And now we will be demonstrating the headstand just for demonstrative purpose. We're not going to go through it with the intricacies, because it truly requires an assistance of the instructor. Please do not try headstand on your own. It seriously could damage the neck and the shoulders and several parts, especially when you fall backward. It's going to truly cause a great deal of damage. Please take what I'm saying very seriously and make certain that you learn the headstand only when the instructor is present, alive and in front of you. Please, not through the YouTube, not through even this demonstrative video. Please, this is only to show you yet another form. There are headstands, forearm stand, and the palm stand too. So we'll quickly go in and come out to show how the headstand is done, but not for the purpose of following. Please make certain that you are very comfortable. Hands are folded so that you get the parallel shoulder elbows. And then place your hands just outside, palms down on the floor for the measurement. And then put your head interlacing your fingers and cup the center of the head, the crown of the head there. And the little finger and the next finger will gently support your head too. So not too much pressure is put on the head. So it will support you also not to move the head too much forward or backward. Once you are done with your legs up, then you should hardly move the head or the neck due to the danger of causing some damage to the neck. So please be very careful. So from there, raise up to the near downward dog, and then you go up slowly. Walk your foot forward, and then slowly release your foot. It is demonstrated with the support, and then raise up slowly. Be very careful. Falling back is very dangerous. That's the reason it's necessary for you to try and practice the headstand with the support of an instructor. It's not advisable to make someone support you or stand by to support you who does not know about the yoga principles of breathing and the anatomy and the physiology of the Hatha Yoga. It could turn out to be dangerous. For instance, going beyond this is dangerous. Going too much forward is dangerous too. So hold the foot and then make certain there is no tension in the instructor's hand when you are holding the practitioner upright, and slowly release one hand to see how she is, and then the other hand. And yet stand by. She is moving on purpose to show you how unstable you can be. And then gently now bend the knees. Gently bend the knees and bring any one foot down and then the other foot down. Press on the arms, raise up slowly, and go to the child's pose with your hands on the sides. That's a counter pose. And the real counter pose is the shoulder stand. So you do the headstand, child's pose, plow, shoulder stand, the fish or the wheel, and then do the bridge to pack it up both before and after. And now the other invert poses are the forearm stand, the palm stand, are commonly known as the hand stand. That truly requires a lot of practice before you go into them, and always done at the beginning with the support of an instructor who knows about the Hatha Yoga philosophies or the physiology and the anatomy of the Hatha Yoga. Thank you very much. Now we'll be just demonstrating how to do the fish with a bolster behind you. Okay, good. Adjust yourself in such a way that the arching at the back will allow you to throw the head back. If you can touch the top of the head to the floor mat, it's well and good, because you're fully stretched in the thyroids and the parathyroids in the neck. And that will allow the thyroxine to be transported towards the head. And it should be comfortable. Keep the palms facing the ceiling. Relax your head. Your shoulders should not hurt, so drop the shoulders down. Very good. If you are comfortable, you may bring both the legs to a cross-legged pose, or you can even go into the lotus pose, but those are variations which you should learn only later, gently. What she's trying to demonstrate is the lotus pose fish, which has a tremendous impact on the lower half of the body and on the thyroxine. This actually is a counter pose for the shoulder stand. Good. Coming out. Of course, you need to switch legs too when you're in a lotus pose to make certain there is uniformity. That's what yoga is all about, the union of two sides. So your left foot is forward, and then again the right foot should be forward too. And then when you slowly come out of the pose, press your body weight to the elbows, palms on the ground, raise your head, look at the toes, and slightly push the bolster back with your elbow or assist to release, and lie down on the floor. Relax your body. Roll on to any one side, bend the knees. Come up nice and easy. And relax, stay still for some time. So that was mostly everything about the invert poses in a big level. So we explained it to you how easy it is to do. And the knowledge of what you learn, and there are further more points too, but due to the lack of time, I'm not going to take you through more and more. And please be very careful. Enjoy the invert poses or any other part of the yoga poses you see in these 4 modules and beyond. And thank you very much for being with us. Please do the yoga practice safely. Sustain the poses. So in a very short period of time, you will find the benefits of yoga taken very well into you. Make certain that there is no hurry. Everybody is made in a different way. And have faith in what you're doing and in yourself. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Namaste.